Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kellee White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
There it is. I was getting worried.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Shirley.
And I'm medium Kellee White.
And welcome to Both Sides Now. And we have Thomas, our new wonderful engineer. John is very missed, but we have Thomas now.
Hi, Thomas.
Hello. I don't have a mic today.
He doesn't have a mic today, but he's waving to everybody. So, Kellee,
Yes.
what do we have going on with the energy?
I was going to say, I think the correct way to say is, what the fuck is going on
right?
here?
That's
right?
exactly what I wanted to say. I was trying to be proper, but
I
what the
know.
fuck?
Oh, my God. All right. Well, we're in a really funny energy time. I'd call it difficult time, frankly. It's almost an uneasiness about this. But by the end of July, so today's the 24th of July?
Yeah.
2017. So by the end of July, Mercury's going to be 27 degrees ahead of the sun. So that's going to stretch our mental limits. That's where we're coming up to. We will need to be comfortable living in and making decisions about our future while not having the outer circumstances to support those changes.
Really? Is that all?
Not done yet. Put your seatbelt on. People not comfortable living in their future will begin to resist and will begin to become very frustrated. Knowing that we are making decisions for our next 9-year cycle, we have to stretch beyond all that we see and make choices. And hopefully we'll make, good choices here.
And now, what does it mean that we're not going to have the support of, that we're going to have to make choices that are going to affect our future, but you said we're not going to have the support of?
Well, we're not going to actually know. We don't have exactly the map in front of us. And so you're going to be making choices for your future that you may not have all the pieces that you need to make those choices. So it's almost like asking you to step out into your free will, if you will, and asking you to step out of your comfort zone and start looking at and planning your future. Because we have 2 eclipses coming up that are very major eclipses. The first one is in just a few days, and we're going to feel this energy. It's on August 7th. But 4 days before that, we're going to really feel this energy. And this is all about emotions. This is a full moon lunar eclipse. And it's going to bring about a lot of emotions will be felt, and it'll particularly hit the relationship arena. That could be friends, business, lovers, acquaintances, anything like that.
And so hit in what way? Where things will be revealed?
Yes, and you might get agitated, or things might come up, and it's not going to be an easy time.
So I would say that communication then would be key, to over-communicate during that time.
Yes.
And don't make assumptions, or if you make an assumption, don't react to it.
Yes.
Over-communicate. When you said that, did you mean XYZ as opposed to I make that assumption based on something you said and I'm reacting to my assumption?
Yes.
Right? So that would be, okay, so communication, people.
Yeah.
Over-communicate during this time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And given the first thing that you mentioned, then making decisions without having all the information, then would you say for people to really trust their intuition or use their intuition to help make those decisions?
Absolutely, Cheryl.
Okay, great.
Yes. Then we have a second eclipse.
Oh.
So the second eclipse is on August 21st, and this is one that is going to be seen throughout the United States. The last time there was an eclipse like this was 99 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
So
wow.
right across the United States, some places will be a full eclipse. Some places will be a partial eclipse, but it will be an eclipse nonetheless, where it actually gets dark during the day.
So that's when the sun and the moon go in front of each other.
Yep, and it actually will get dark. And it's about, I think, Los Angeles time. I can't remember exactly, but it's around 11 in the morning.
Okay.
Something like that if you're here in Los Angeles. But it's going to be felt. The effects of this eclipse is huge. It brings about amazing changes. So change can be good. Change can be fun to look forward to. I'm not saying that this is, a horrible, horrible time. It's a very different time that we've had because it's going to bring about a lot of changes for people, for everything, for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. August has a very powerful and intense time.
Wow. So this eclipse happens right around when in August?
August 21. August
21. Oh, okay. So we have one coming up at the beginning and then one towards
August
the end.
7th and then August 21. So August in itself, it takes place. There's going to be, when it takes place, it's going to be a very powerful and intense month. And we're just coming into it. And additionally, because that's not enough, Cheryl, Mercury goes retrograde on August 12th to September 5th. That's right. I'm going to be in Europe. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So that's looking forward to all of the things that the challenges I can have during that period.
God, and things slow down, and it's like they're backwards.
It's going to be an intense time. So
so you heard it here first.
Yeah.
August is going to kind of suck.
It's going to be tough,
right?
I think it is.
I mean,
I'm saying that. I think it is.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's all terrible. It's just any change is difficult. Yeah, so I would suggest to over communicate about everything,
and also adapt a really good attitude. I mean, I think that's the thing that gets us through anything. Yeah. An attitude of gratitude.
That's a huge one.
It's huge. It'll get you through all of whatever the ups and downs are.
Well, knowing that it'll pass as well, that helps me.
Well, and that brings us to time.
It sure does.
As you know, eventually it does pass.
Which is our topic tonight. And, in honor of that, we were absolutely on time today.
We were.
Yes.
It's funny how that worked out.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about time.
Well, how this came to me, actually, to have this subject about time is I was actually waiting for one of my clients who was about maybe 20 minutes late, and I have a schedule similar to yours. You know, I see one person, then I see the next person, and I don't have the time, if you will, for somebody to be late, because if they're late, I still have to start at the next hour.
Right.
And you have the same situation.
Yeah.
So I started thinking when this person was late, I mean, I wasn't upset by it. I was hoping that she was okay with it, and she was. And funny, when she arrived, we really got everything we needed to talk about in that remaining time. But it made me start thinking about how we're all controlled by time. And in this dimension, we really are controlled by time.
Yeah. And because I understand from what you've told us before that on the other side there is no time.
There is no time.
So an hour can be the same as 100 years. And
yeah. I mean, that's
even hard to conceptualize.
Yeah, it's a different concept. But I mean, we can look at this myopically, like how we run our life every day. And, what we try to fit in the time that we have. Or we can view it a little broader and think, while I have this time in this dimension on Earth, what do I want to do with my time? Do I want to waste my time being, and this is really where I was going with this, do I really want to waste time being angry at somebody or being, I don't know, doing drugs or doing anything that's not productive? Do you want to do that?
Well,
especially the emotional part.
Yeah. And I think it's important to take a look at if you find yourself spending a lot of time, doing that, either feeling angry or always feeling accelerated, which is something that I had and still kind of work through. There's so many different things to do. If you take it a level deeper and wonder, what is this avoiding me? Could this be helping me to avoid looking at something else?
Yeah.
And so that's an important thing to take a look at, to kind of sit and wonder about that.
Sure.
Or is this familiar to me? Did you grow up in chaos? And so the idea of not having chaos, even though we say we want it, is so unfamiliar that you create, we tend to create our environment, right? And so if we're used to chaos, we may create a chaotic environment, even if we say, God, I wish my life was more relaxed, or I wish I had more calmness in my life.
And yes, you would create this chaos, and it would take energy, which actually ultimately takes time.
Yeah.
Takes your time.
Absolutely.
From doing, I don't know, whatever it is you came into this dimension to do.
Right. So there's a very famous psychologist, Philip Zimbardo, at Stanford University. He did this very famous prison experiment that if you guys want to look into, you can. But he just came up with, he just has a book out. I don't know. Thomas, can you find the book and maybe put it up for our listeners? And he kind of developed this idea of time perspective. I mean, it's been there, but, he says we're all time travelers. We're either thinking about the past or we're in the present or we're planning the future. And how easily we go back and forth between thinking about the past, being in the present, and planning for the future has everything to do in how happy we are.
Oh, I love
and it
that.
has a lot to do. How easy we can go, whether we're stuck in the past, live only in the movement, in the moment, or enslaved by we want to do so much for our future.
Right.
Can actually talk about our success and our health, both physical and emotional. Isn't that interesting?
Yes,
I mean, so this perspective of time is a really big deal. The book is called, did you find it?
No, I needed the title.
Sorry, it's called Putting Time in Perspective. A Valid, Reliable Individual Difference Matrix. Wait, is that the book? Maybe that's not the book. We'll look it up in a moment and we'll put it on the screen. But he says that that our time perspective largely gets created in childhood. Like, what doesn't?
Absolutely.
Right.
So if you have a mother or a father that is hurry, got to go, we'll be late, blah, blah, blah. Is that what you mean by that? Or
Yeah. And it also has to do with culture that influences. Different cultures kind of focus on different, parts of different time perspectives. And so the ideal thing is to be able to shift our attention, easily through the past. Like if we're talking about a trip we did last year, so we're kind of talking about our past and stuff, which can be really enjoyable, or in this moment having dinner with a great friend and enjoying a glass of wine, or planning for the future. That all three are very important and necessary, but to learn how to kind of go back and forth is the ideal thing, and we can do that. We can change the way that we see time.
so it's not the enemy.
Perspective.
It's our friend.
It can be, time can be your friend,
Okay.
But we are. I mean, so many people feel controlled by it. That doesn't mean that, we all have timetables and we have to go to work at a certain time. And, like this show is at 7, so we have to kind of plan our day to
Right.
make it here by 7. But I think part of the perspective of time is also, do we feel enslaved by that? Or do we accept that it's just something that we've chosen to do?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And, again, we can look at the bigger picture here is why did we come here to begin with? We come here to do certain things. Sometimes, we come here to experience love. We come here to experience passion, family, community, helping people, all of these things that we come to do. And yet, if you get stuck in the past or stuck on something that actually takes your energy and the time is still clicking, And the other thing about time is the funny thing. We don't know when it's over. We truly have a limited amount of time here.
Yeah, that's very true. Do you remember how when, as you get older, time seems to go by quicker?
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Why?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And why kids, they can't wait for Christmas, and it seems to
Right.
take a long time. But, for an older person,
Right.
Christmas is right around the corner every single year.
Right.
Anything that's new will cause your brain more time to process it. Anything that's not new, your brain processes it very quickly. Therefore, anything that's not new seems to go quickly. Like for kids, Christmas, if it's their 5th, 6th, 7th birthday, they've only experienced it for 7 years. And so it's still kind of a new, novel thing. For us,
Right.
at our age, it comes every time you turn around, right?
Don't give me a gift. Forget about it.
Exactly. Christmas just sprung up on me. I don't know what
my
happened.
God.
Right?
Right.
So isn't that interesting
It's
that's the
really
reason why?
very, very
Yeah, so now you know. I thought it was such an interesting thing. I go, I got to share this.
Well, and as we get older, again, we don't know how much time we have. And I would encourage everybody to really look at your life, examine your life, figure out what it is you want to do, especially we have these great eclipses, and that's a positive way to view them, is they're going to bring a lot of change. How would you like to see your change? How would you like to see your life? Now, I understand, when I was young and I had my daughter, that period of time, it takes a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And as it should be. But as you get a little older, you have things that are a little more flexible, possibly. And start using your time wisely and letting go of the things that are not helping you and you're not serving you anymore. Letting go of that stuff.
I think a little bit more flexible in the sense that we have more of a decision. When we're raising little kids, they have needs, and so we have to kind of go by that. But
Of course.
when you get older, you have more flexibility in your time and more power to make decisions, I think. And it
Yeah.
depends on what decisions you're making. And so it's really important to take a step back and go, okay, if I'm not enjoying myself or if I feel like I'm always hurried, you know, and always have something to do, take a step back and really imagine, sometimes imagining, what would I do if I had all the time in the world, or if I had, you know, the ability to do everything I wanted, you know, after work, like in the afternoons, and I wasn't hurried going from one thing to another. And notice if there's a settling, if it feels calm, or if there's anxiety that shows up.
Well, I was going to ask you, you know, time does present itself to people with a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe because there's too much stillness. Maybe because there's too much. Maybe because there's too much time.
Or maybe because there's too much pressure. People do put that pressure on themselves. You know, I've got to be there at 2:00. And that causes a lot of anxiety. I mean, what would you say to suggest to people about that kind of anxiety about time? So if you have to be somewhere at 2 or somewhere at whenever.
I would suggest,
Which is all of us.
Yeah, but to kind of take a step back and wonder why there's so much anxiety associated to having to be on time to places. Like every so often we run late, and so, you know, there's anxiety because you have to be there. But if you notice that happens every single time, then I would sit back and kind of let your body communicate what's going on with you. When you're noticing that anxiety, if you have time to kind of sit back and tune into that anxiety, if it's a tightness in your tummy or a tightness in your chest or butterflies, tune into that. More often than not, if you're just observing that sensation, up will pop either a memory or an image or something that will tie in what that might be about. Yeah.
So it could even be an image of when you were young.
Absolutely.
You know,
so many
getting
times,
in trouble for being late or...
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I mean, so many times I'm in my office and I'm working with someone and we tune in and I'm just observe that sensation as if you're observing a painting. You know, you're not trying to make it go away. You're not trying to slow it down. You're just observing it. And all of a sudden, somebody will say, you know, this random thought came up, but I remember when I was little, my dad, you know, got mad at me because I was running late. And so all of a sudden, one experience like that can all of a sudden set the tone for this pressure of always being, having to be on time, and this pressure of not being on time. And yeah.
Well, and then from that, it starts to create guilt and shame and
Absolutely.
anger. I mean, it
Everything
just goes
starts
on
to
and on
pile
and
up.
on. Everything piles on.
Yeah.
And then what happens then? We're wasting our time.
Exactly. Or we're making sure that every
Or-
minute
right.
is busy so we don't have to sit
Right.
back and feel that uncomfortable anxiety.
Well, every minute is painful,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
you know.
So it's important. That reflection is really, really important to take. And it's not going to feel comfortable. If anxiety shows up, that is not fun to sit with.
So you would suggest to look at it, see what comes up, what experience it is, and then maybe, you know, what would you do with, now that you have the experience and you have the memory, then what?
Many times figuring out where it comes from in and of itself helps calm it down, because then you can tell yourself the next time, okay, so tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 2. I know I have a doctor's appointment at 2, but for some reason, there I am at 1:45 and I'm not getting ready, I'm not going, and all of a sudden I'm driving like this because I'm going to run late. So understanding where it came from can get you to go, okay, I'm going to start getting ready at 1 o'clock or 12:30 because now I know why I'm always pressuring myself or always running late. And sometimes understanding where it comes from in and of itself can help you then plan your day differently.
You know, it's so interesting. I think what happens is when we come into this dimension, on the other side, there is no such thing as time. So there's not that hurry.
Yeah.
Hurry, I've got to get to the next library, you know. Move over, spirit.
I've got to get to the next life. Yeah.
I mean, they don't have that. It doesn't exist. It's a very heavenly place. I say that because when we come here, I think that we have, all of a sudden, we're on a treadmill,
Yeah.
you know? All of a sudden, it's
does.
like, go, 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 go. And then depending on the parents you have or depending on the culture, I know in many parts of the world, it's actually a calming place. But here in the United States, it's jam,
It's go,
jam,
go,
jam,
go.
jam.
Well, it's
go,
about,
go, go.
It's about what we're producing.
Yes.
You know, it's a big production kind of. So would you say that some people come to experience that, though?
I would say that people always come to, for a few reasons, to release old habits, old things that are not serving us. That is one reason that they come here. So you come back into a body, and then letting go of the past, letting go of things that, again, I go back to no longer serving you. So it's working yourself out of a pattern, of an old pattern. That is certainly one of the reasons. Another really simple reason we come here, it's very simple, is to be nice to one another. And so when you're doing that life review and you're on the other side, it is all about not the big ticket items like, oh, I made president of this and I was, blah, blah, blah. It's not about
I wrote
that.
3 books.
Yeah, it's actually not. It's actually about, were you kind to one another? Who were you kind to? Did you help that lady across the street, or did you do this? Or just kindness is really the ticket. It's the little things. And so I say that because I think that when people are in such a hurry, and they're in such a hurry because they have to get to that next mountain and they have to do this and they have to do that, that's time again. That in actuality, on the other side, our soul comes in to really experience the kindness to one another.
Yeah, and when you're hurried, you don't have time to notice the person that may need help crossing the street, or
that your friend who is sick, or the this or that, or the or your parent that is sick. Those are the things that you need to slow down for.
Yeah. I think what might help is when you look at the future goal, like what you're talking about, what things do you want to not regret when you're old?
Absolutely.
Or what decisions you want to make, and then work backwards from that. And then you'll realize that you'll be using your time very differently, using your day very differently. I asked, and don't ask me why because I don't remember, but I think I might have brought it up in our show with Steve Terrell. He said that kids who were born through forceps, which happened a lot more,
Oh, sure, especially my generation.
Yeah. Which I was, tend to be late all the time.
No.
Yes.
What?
And so that's, I was born through forceps, and I tend to be late all the time. Is
that because you didn't want to come out, and so they had to pull you out?
Pull me out. I don't know. I can't. I'm going to ask him so we can announce it next time. But yeah, so
that's wild.
We were having a training, and of course, it's 9:00 in the morning, and I'm not a morning person. So I'd get there a little late, and I would say, Steve, forceps.
That's a good excuse.
So I used it to my advantage, but yeah. So I have to
remember
ask.
That, Shirley.
Yeah, I'll post it on our Facebook page what the reason is.
Oh, that's fine. And I'm usually always on time. I used to have such anxiety about not being on time that and then after my head injury, I started doing things a lot slower.
That's so interesting.
And not because I was moving slower, I don't know. I actually saw on the other side that there really is no such thing as time. So I actually kind of brought that back with me here. To this dimension.
When you say that you do things slower, does it mean that you did more before? So you were felt always hurried?
Oh, I was always. Rush. Oh, yeah. I was the queen of rush.
And so what's different now besides doing...
I'll tell you what it is now, Shirley. I'm glad you asked that question. I enjoy my life.
Wow.
I enjoy my life. And, you know my life. It is... Most people would observe this and go, what?
Completely.
I
don't know how you do everything that you do.
I don't know. Who knows?
Serious.
But I'll tell you, I love every moment. I'm grateful for every moment. I love everybody that's in my life. I'm fortunate to have it. I feel so grateful and such gratitude. And that either slows me down or I can experience more. I don't carry any anxiety anymore. I don't carry it anymore.
Interesting because I think what you're talking about slows me down, even though you're getting the same amount of things accomplished.
I am.
It really has to do with perspective, which is what Phyllis Lombardo talked about, time perspective, how we perceive time. So if you're doing, it sounds like what you're saying is you're doing, let's say, 10 things in a day. You used to do 10 things in a day, but your perspective before was, oh my God. And now it's like, I'm just going to get my 10 things done.
Yes.
And so that hurried feeling isn't there.
It isn't. And here's the other thing. Let's say I have 10 things on a list or whatever. If I get to 3 of them, I'm doing great. I don't beat myself up. I don't have that guilt thing or that beating myself up because I didn't finish this. It's such a waste of time that I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. But for some people who have to get the 10 things done, like say someone who they pick up their kids and then they have to go and take them to soccer practice and then they have to make dinner and then, those are very real things that they have to do.
That's true.
I think it has to do in perspective. Do you see it as you're being pulled in 1,000 different directions or can you see it as...
How fortunate you are that you have those kids? That you get to take them to soccer, that you get to do these things. Because I will tell you this, as a mother, that time goes like that. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It goes so fast. Blink of an eye, it's gone.
And I think it has to do also with if your focus is on the future, like the next thing you have to get done, then you're going to feel more hurried, more pressure.
Yeah.
than if you're just sitting in the here and now, getting right now, I'm just picking up my kids from school. So right now I'm just driving to school. I'm not thinking about, oh my God, and then I have to do this, and then this, and then this.
Yeah.
I think that perspective, shifting that perspective can help it not feel so draining.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
You know?
Absolutely, if you can do that. I mean, and that's really what happened to me. Again, I had a traumatic brain injury, and as a result of that, it shifted my perspective on everything.
Yeah.
I did see that there is no such thing as time. But here in this dimension, there is.
Yeah.
So you do the best you can, and you don't beat yourself up, and you don't feel guilty. You just do the best you can. And I think that's the key. Do the best you can.
Yeah.
And enjoy. Smell those roses.
Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you can't, if you feel like you can't, ask yourself why. Take a moment. I'll share. I just want to remind people we're going to take calls. So starting at 7:30. So if you want to call and have, talk about an issue of time or just simply
And what
call
issues come up for you with time? I'd love to know.
Yeah. Then please call. I was having, I went and I took a class in mindful meditation.
You did? When did you do that?
Mindfulness.
Okay.
I did that, I think, a couple years ago.
Okay.
And it was so interesting because I thought, I always lived kind of that hurried, always having 1,000 things to do and not enough time to do them. And I'll never forget that he goes, so just tune in and, we started like this meditation and feeling your feet on the ground and stuff like that. Tune in and just notice what you're noticing and ask yourself, can I be okay with what I'm noticing, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm doing this, and all of a sudden, I start noticing my heart's beating fast. I start to feel anxious, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm doing a meditation. Shouldn't I be feeling calm? And it was almost like I just wanted to get up and go because this meditation that was supposed to relax me was actually making me feel more anxious.
Yeah. Oh, sure. I hear that from people, too.
Right? Mm-hmm. So then he says, so brilliantly, he's such a beautiful guy. He says, and if what you're noticing in this moment is not okay, ask yourself, can I be okay with not being okay with what I'm noticing in this moment?
That's good.
So it still kept me in the moment, but I was okay with not being okay with what I was noticing. Right. And because I was able to stay there, what I noticed was that silence and calm didn't feel good to me, even though that's what I kept saying I wanted more of. But since I control my own life, there's a reason why I wasn't giving myself that, right? Mm-hmm. And so I started to explore that, and it gave me something to go and explore and figure out and heal, you know? So it was fascinating, so those two questions I asked myself a lot. Can I be okay with what I'm noticing in this moment? And if the answer is no, can I not be okay with what I'm noticing?
Right.
Can I be okay to not be okay? Mm-hmm. And those two questions are just so simple yet profound, and they get me through,
whatever the
difficult
next
moments.
Is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I hope that helps. And we have a call.
All righty.
586.
Okay. Hi, thank you for calling. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Shirley. I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are
Hi.
you? We missed your name. It kind of cut off. What's your name again?
My name is Wesley.
Oh, hi, Liam. Liam? L-I-A-M, Liam?
No, Wesley.
Oh, Wesley.
Wesley.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Wesley.
Oh, it's all right.
How can we help you today?
Liz, I was actually calling in tonight and see if hopefully I can maybe get a short reading.
All right, Wesley, do me a favor. Tell me your birth date.
It was actually yesterday, July 23rd.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, honey. How old are you now?
I just turned 31, actually.
Wow. I've done so much work. It's so funny this week with people 30, 31, 32.
Really?
Yeah, because it's the solar return, or the Saturn return. So I'm going to say this: you came in to experience a tremendous amount of freedom, and yet you must feel stuck in some way because you've got like either family issues that pull you back. You have a big heart. You have a really big heart. And so is it complicated for you to let go of things? Because you come in with freedom, yet I see you wanting to take care of people. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you don't have to call me ma'am, but I just want to make sure that I'm, well, I don't know, maybe 60, but I guess I am a ma'am now.
We are ma'ams, but we don't like
Yeah.
it, so, you know.
I mean, it's going to be one of those draws for your whole life, honey, that is going to be, you want to have the freedom and yet you want to help people. Are you a school teacher or do you do anything in the teaching arena?
No, I don't.
What do you, may I ask what you do? You should be teaching. What do you do?
I'm actually in the service industry. I'm a server.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go back to school then?
I do.
You should. You're
Yes,
really
ma'am.
smart. You should, because you should be out there teaching, and especially my guides are telling me that you like athletics, that you're very athletic, and that's important for you to go out and experience. Are you kind of stuck right now? Because you have all of these things, a lot of things are going to change for you. You just turned 31. Your big life change, well, it still actually starts in August. So make some good plans for what you want to do, because by the time you get to the age of 33, I expect you to be like a world traveler, teacher, that kind of thing. I really would see that for you.
Okay. Yeah, I recently lost someone, and I've been kind of just pretty much down and stuck, you know what I mean? And so like I was in a hole type thing, and I mean it did just happen on May 1st. So I still do feel that way. So
Was this a friend?
yeah, I mean hearing that,
Was this a friend?
he was my lover.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That's always Oh, so were you caring for him? Because I see you caring.
It's kind of complicated when it comes to that. He had a little bit of problem. He had some problems, and it was kind of a struggle every day. And then I think pretty much got the best of him. And
was that a
kinda what
suicide
happened.
then? I have to assume that it was a suicide.
I don't think so. No. It's the thought has been thrown around, but I honestly don't think so. No.
Okay. I get somebody that is very tired on the other side, that he was very tired, that when he lived here, that he was very wiped out from life. And also, it looks like either a mood disorder or drugs or alcohol. So was it all of the above?
Not so much alcohol, but he did suffer with depression, and he was a struggling addict as well.
Yeah. So I'm hearing that you did the best that you could. I want you to forgive yourself. You didn't do anything. He's very complimentary of you, saying that you're very. I'm getting the word clean, and I don't know if that means clean. What does clean mean for you? What does that mean? Like clean? Do you have?
Oh God, I have no idea. I mean, they could go a bunch of different ways. Clean. Clean as in, of course, drug clean. But I'm also, pretty tidy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like actually a combination of that. But and I want to tell you that he sends his love to you. Okay, and who's with a T? And it looks like I'm here. It's a girl's name. If you're friends with somebody, it looks like Trish or Tish or Trish with a T. Somebody either he knows that's here with you here.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
His sister.
Okay. Would you please give her his love? Okay. Please.
I sure will.
All right, honey. Thank you for calling.
Yes, I sure will.
You're doing a good job. Go
All
back
right,
to
thank
school.
you very much.
You're welcome. Bye, honey.
Thank you. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Losing someone.
Losing
is not
someone is
easy.
tough. No, it's really tough, because then you look at time,
Yeah.
right? And you go, oh gosh, the emotions that come with it. Of course, it takes a lot of time to recover.
And that's what I was going to say. Time
Which
does
is important.
slow down.
It does, right.
When you
And that's
experience the death
important.
of someone.
Using that time wisely to recover from that and to really experience the grief and the sadness.
Allow yourself to grieve.
Absolutely.
And when you have to get back into, there's no such thing as, when are you going to get over it? Or hasn't it been enough time, of grieving? There's no such thing.
No such thing.
One of my patients who was very wise when she lost her mom, she goes, you never not feel it. You just feel it less often.
Okay.
You know, so you never get over someone's passing. You just feel the depth of that sorrow a little less often as time goes on. And that's very true, because a song can trigger it, and you'll feel that pain just as much in that moment as it did, you know, the day it happened.
Right.
So the pain doesn't feel better. It just, you know, you feel it less often as time goes on. And so give yourself enough time to grieve. And
Absolutely.
if it's getting in your way, give yourself permission to grieve an hour every night. And so that does help. It sounds a little silly, but it does help. If you
So
can't
timing grief.
timing,
See, there's that word time again.
Right. Make a special time for it. And so it almost like in your brain, you're able to kind of wait, do what you need to do, because you're waiting for that time that you've allotted, you know.
And I just want to say this too. When you're thinking about a loved one who's crossed over, they are there with you. When you're thinking about them, that's where the thought comes in. They're just standing there waiting for you to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You know, you're never alone.
Yeah.
All righty.
Caller 805-499.
Okay. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Sue, and I'm calling from Thousand Oaks.
Hi, Sue from Thousand Oaks. How can
Hello,
we help you
Sue.
today?
I just wanted a quick reading. My mom passed recently, and I just wanted to thank Dr. Shirley for all her books. They really help out my niece. We love you very much. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you, Sue.
Shirley. I love her
you.
books. They're fabulous. Sue, what's your birth date?
If I tell you the wrong year, you'll give me a bad reading.
No,
9/7/1960.
Yeah, actually, you're younger than me, so I will not. But September 7th, right? September 7th. Okay.
September 7th, 1960.
Okay, good for you. Well, you're a strong, practical person. I'm getting a really strong connection with your mom, that she is somebody that loved life. And I'm hearing a thank you very much. And is her name Sue or with an S? Because there's another S. She's with an S. And I'm not sure what that means. I'm getting another S around her. What is your mother's name?
Okay. My mom's name is Janet. Her best friend's name is Shirley.
Okay.
And she has passed.
Yeah, that's who she's with. Okay, I just want to make sure. And it's funny.
She's with Shirley.
She's with Shirley, and I'm with Shirley. I love your mother, and I like her friend Shirley, too. Your mom is fun. She's excited. She loves life, and I use it in the present term because even though she's passed, she wants you to know that she's... Now, do you have a sister? She's talking about another... You have a sister?
I do not.
Then who...
I have two brothers.
Two brothers. Okay. Who's with a sister? Does she have a sister, your mom?
She has a half-sister that they just met a couple times.
Okay. So I don't know why that would be important right now, but is that somebody that you have spent time with or that you know? Or maybe you need to give her a message? I don't know what that's about. But do you talk to her at all? Or was there some unfinished business with this one?
No, she's died, but she died a long time ago. They weren't really close.
Okay.
Her name was Judy.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny to me. Okay. So your mother has been with her sister and Shirley. All right. Okay. So I want to go with that. But I am getting that, and it looks like you had, I want to say, dancing with her. Does she dance? There's a lot of movement around her now. There's a lot of movement around her. And I'm getting somebody, again, that loved life, loved parties, loved perfume. Are you wearing her special stuff, or did you actually take it with you?
No, I don't have any of her perfume. Her and her husband like to square dance a lot.
Yeah, that's important because I see a lot of movement with her and dancing. It looked like it was a fun thing for her to do. You don't need to worry about her. She crossed over right away. It looked like her mother was there waiting for her, and she's telling me that it was, I guess at the end it looked like it was painful to be in the body for her at the end. Did she pass of cancer?
No, she did not. She just she died of. She just wanted to die. She was tired of living. She was tired. She was just it was
She
time.
just passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's enjoying life now. Okay. And
Alrighty.
will you please give her love to your brothers? That
Absolutely.
she says that she gives you signals like when you're cooking and you're moving and with shoes. And I don't know what it is with you and shoes. Maybe you both all had the same passion, but there's something about her in the movement. She's with you an awful lot. So did she help you get dressed at one point? I mean, I know when you're young, but there's something about picking out clothes for you.
No. Probably the opposite.
All right. So did you pick her clothes out then?
She didn't. She wasn't a fashion guru, so I was always giving her a bunch of.
Then I got it mixed up. Then it was you doing it.
What's the right word to say?
All right. So you would help her then. There's
Guidance,
something about
that's the word.
Okay. So I got it mixed up. Then it was you doing this with her. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So let's see. What else can I say about this woman right now? There's no reason for you to worry. Okay? None. She's
Perfect.
she says none. Everything was
Perfect.
great. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you taking my call. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sue.
Dr. Shirley.
Thanks, Sue. Bye-bye.
That's sweet.
Bye-bye.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Often they don't want the people. I mean, they don't want anybody to worry.
Yeah.
Once they're on the other side. No way.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's
no
interesting
worry.
that the dancing part came up.
Yeah. So I just saw a lot of movement there, dancing. Not everybody's a dancer. I know.
No.
I'm telling you, when I pass, not one medium's going to say, and she loved to dance. That is not going to be what they're going to say about me. They're going to say, well, I couldn't get her up to dance.
They're going to say, when they read me, they're going to go, I'm getting the name Barry.
Yeah.
Did Barry mean anything to her?
Is that the truth? Yeah, and I'm going to get September, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially if there's any calls about time and the
Yeah.
passing of time. The passing of time, Cheryl. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Diana. I'm calling from Florida. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. Thank you
Hi,
for
Diane
calling.
from
Hi,
Florida.
Diana.
How can we help you? Do you have a question particularly about time or not?
Well, it does kind of pertain to time. I'm 29 and I'm kind of feeling pressure with my love life. I did meet somebody a little bit ago, and I just feel like I've known this person many times, like past lives. I'm a little bit psychic in myself, but I can't read myself, and I'm getting a lot of mixed signals from this person. I just don't know what to make of it.
Well, let me ask you something.
Like I said,
Diane, what's your birthday?
6/20/88.
Okay, and you are 29. Okay. Well, it's interesting, Shirley, when you talk about there's always that pressure, another part of time that is like, when do I meet the right person? Then my life will move forward. Do you ever get that one?
Right. Well, and also,
that's a big one.
For a lot of women, not all women, but for a lot of women, the maternity thing starts to kick in.
Oh, yeah.
They call it the biological clock.
Yeah, that's true.
Reference of time.
Yeah, again, time. So, all right. So you did come in to have an experience in this lifetime for being married. What you will always have to do, Diane, is please, please, please trust your intuition. You must trust your intuition. Are you wildly creative? Like, again, I'm going to go back to either dancing or acting or artist or something. Are you wildly creative?
Yes, I'm a poet and I do art.
Okay, there you go. So because of that, which is so great of them, so thrilled to see that with men in your life, I want you to really look for and really pay attention to any red flags. Like, you can't be around anybody that's drugs or alcohol or any of that. That's not going to work for you. Okay, because it'll pull you down too fast. You have this great energy, and it's somewhat a nervous energy, and I know that you have trouble sleeping at night. So if you can, the best thing I would do is start meditating. Do you meditate at all? Because since you are psychic, do you meditate at all?
Yeah. I have just started recently.
All right, start
but I'm
doing.
not really,
That's all right.
I'm actually having. Yeah, I actually have an appointment on the 30th to do start TM meditation. And
Oh, TM would be great.
This was actually his suggestion to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then good. So you want, so that's a good thing. Well, you're about to launch into a relationship. So,
do you know his birth date?
May 16th, 19. Well, I know he just turned 39, so 1974.
So does he have low self-esteem issues, or a lot of
yes.
yeah, and I would say a lot of
He's been
worry.
hurt.
Yeah, I would say
he's been hurt a lot in the past.
Yeah, he has a lot of self-esteem or a lot of anxiety. So, and you have your own anxiety, issues. So, I would say, meditation for both of you is going to be critical for this relationship. Keep your guys just calm. If you decide to go into this relationship, all right? But use your intuition, please,
Okay.
please use it in with everybody in your life. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Can I ask you just one question? Do you feel like we did have that past life together? Because I just feel that so strongly.
If you feel it strongly, then you probably did. I mean, and it's funny how that works. If all of a sudden there's like this deep connection and you can't figure it out, where did it come from? Oh yeah, it's past life. And then I would say, then what did this lifetime mean for you two? It would mean to work on self-esteem. It would mean to work on anxiety. So come together. People often come together with the similar issues to work them out. Right, Shirley?
Yeah. So, as you've called it before.
Yes, I definitely feel it.
Yeah. So, trust your intuition, like Kellee is saying. Don't get romanticized by the idea of a soulmate because, like Kellee calls them sometimes a cellmate.
They're cellmates. Right. Oh, true. Now, and that means that there's work. Like, I'll never forget, I did this reading for this powerful couple, and I said, look, it's going to be a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. A lot of work. And they were like, that love phase. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. They're getting divorced now. Right. Yeah. So I said, it's work. And this relationship, honey, he's an old soul. You're an old soul. He's got to use his creativity because I know he's as creative as you are. Well, you're really creative, but he's creative too. Okay, so
yes, he's a musician.
Oh yeah, there you go. And you know what? Has both of you have the opportunity in this lifetime to be very successful. Both of you. Okay, remember I'm saying that.
Yep, I feel that.
Okay, good. All right, honey. Have a great life. Go, go, go.
Keep us posted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do the next one.
Okay.
Why?
You are on it,
He's
Thomas.
on it.
He is
like,
on
oh my God.
Okay. Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. How are you, ladies?
Good. Your voice sounds familiar.
My name is Dina, and I'm from Texas.
What's your first name?
Dina.
Dina with a D.
Yes.
Oh, Dina from Texas. Hi, Dina.
Well, hi, Dina. Where in Texas are you calling from?
Denison.
And where is that by?
We both looked at each other.
Yeah. Where is that? I just got back from.
I was waiting for that. It's a small town right by Oklahoma. Right up by Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I'm right across the Red River from Oklahoma.
Okay, so are you close to Fort Worth?
Yes. I'm about an hour from Fort Worth, hour and a half, something like that.
I was just there the other day.
Yeah.
There
Really?
you go.
Oh,
yep. My daughter lives in Fort Worth. Yep. So I was in Fort Worth. So how can we help you, Dina from Denison? I like that.
Yeah.
There's another there.
Well, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if you can tell me, will my oldest son be coming home soon?
Is he in the service?
Pardon me?
Is he in the service?
No, he's not.
What does he do that he would be coming home then?
Well, he's been trying to come home for a while, but there's extenuating circumstances. So I was just wondering if you could pick up anything for me.
Dina, is your son in prison?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
Okay. So we have a lot of changes that are coming up, but I don't know if he's coming home right away. I don't get right away. Probably, you know, you have a lot of changes that come up too in August, but I don't see him coming home right away. I just don't see it. Is it possible that he would be home in the next year and a half? I don't know why I'm hearing that.
Yes, it's possible.
Yeah. He will be coming home, though.
I just don't have any idea right now. What did you say?
I said he will be coming home. I just don't see it right now. Okay?
Okay.
But I do see him coming home, Dina. Just keep your prayers out there, too. Keep your prayers out for him.
Okay. I'm writing a book, and I was wondering if you can see anything about that. Is it going to be published soon or be popular?
Dina, what's your birth date?
You have it. It's 9/27/59.
So you have a lot of changes coming up in this life, and so a lot actually coming up in the next couple of months. So 9/27. Yeah, as long as yes, definitely write a book, and I'll tell you why. You come in to work with the population, with a lot of population, with people. You actually come in to work with people in this life. And you also come in to learn everything you can about yourself. You come in for self-exploration, if that makes sense to you. So I'm assuming
I'm
this...
big on that.
Yeah,
yes,
I bet.
That.
And I would think that in this book, you're writing about yourself on some level or something that'll help people. Is that about right? Because you do come in to serve and help people in this life, and in it's actually groups of people. So keep writing, don't stop, and let us know how it goes. Okay?
Okay.
It's going to be very good. Keep going.
Please give us an update, and you're welcome to publish your book. You know, once it gets published, put it on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dina. Yeah,
Best of luck to you, Dina.
Have a good night.
Thank
you
you.
too. There are a lot of... Oh, yes?
No.
Oh, there are a lot of people right now that during these eclipses that I'm talking about, you please think of what you want to do. Plant those seeds now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to see a tremendous amount of growth.
Yeah.
So plant them now. Start planting.
Well, and this is when we talked about at the beginning of the year, this is a year for new beginnings, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's a one, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and this eclipse, these eclipses last for the next 6 months. So whatever you plant now, let's look 6 months in advance, or 6 months from now.
So when you say an eclipse lasts for 6 months, are you talking
You're
about
gonna feel
the
those
energy?
effects. Yeah. Well, the effects. You'll feel the effects. Yeah. So that means this. Let's say you plant. I'm going to write my book. I'm going to finish my book. So that's me, right? I'm talking to.
Yes.
So 6 months from now is when? August, September, October, November, December, January, February.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use my fingers. So hold me accountable by February.
Okay. I will. You know I will.
I know. I've got to be done before that, though.
Yeah,
But
you do.
anyway, I will. One more.
Yeah, let's do one more call. Okay. Hi. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi,
Hi there. Who's this?
this is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How can we help you today?
Hi. Oh, I was just trying to call and find out where I'm supposed to be at this time in my life. I
Great
just feel like
question.
I'm supposed to be doing something more, like there's a sole purpose.
All right, Michelle, tell me your birth date.
It's 4968.
So how old are you? I'm really bad with math.
I'm 49.
Okay. So you come in to help help people. You do come in for the purposes. One of the purposes would be philanthropy. Are you doing anything to get yourself out to help people? Because that's the kind of life pattern that you came in with. Are you doing any of that?
Not at this time.
Okay.
And I just feel like I'm supposed to be doing something different than what I'm doing.
What are you currently doing? Are you taking care? Did you take care of your mother? Or
No.
was there a mother situation?
No, not at this time.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm an accounts manager.
Okay. your soul comes in to do work helping people. So even if you're an accounts manager, finding a passion that you like in an area that you're helping people will actually help you a lot. So whether that's helping people do something, do you have any passions that you can think of?
Do you have any interests?
My interest is I would really love to get more into doing readings. I'm big into trying to learn the tarot to do readings to help others.
Okay, well, if that's your
I'm
passion.
not psychic in any way, but I've helped a few people with some slight readings, and it's such a good feeling when it helps them.
Well, good. Well, I'd go to James Van Prague's. I'll tell you what I would do. To pursue this, go to James Van Prague's website, and he's got a school there, and he's got all kinds of wonderful classes. And look on and see if any of that appeals to you. All right, because you did come into this lifetime to do some sort of healing or helping work with people. And I think once you discover what area that is, your life changes for you. Okay, in a very positive way.
Wonderful.
I would suggest that you do it more. If you're already dabbling in it and you've already helped some people, then I would just suggest that you keep doing it and do it more. The more you do it, the more confident you're going to feel, and the more practiced you'll be. And that's like with everything.
Right. I just didn't know if it was something I should continue doing or if it was just, a little hobby on the side.
It's up to you. Like Shirley was saying, it's all about your passion. You've got to find your passion. If you're passionate about it and you're really enjoying it, then go for it.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about tarot, but why not?
I think anything can be used as that vehicle. Well, your ultimate goal, what you're saying, it sounds like that you want to help people, and you notice how good it feels when you're able to help people, even if it's help guiding them, in an area that may be a little stuck or they want some more information on. And if you found tarot is your vehicle to do it, then I would really get into it and do it more. You've already felt the results of it. You like how that feels. You like how it feels to help people. And for whatever reason, tarot came as your vehicle to do it. So I would suggest that you just do it as much as you can.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, ladies.
All right.
All right. Well,
Take
thank
care.
you for calling.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, don't you? I think whichever vehicle someone finds
absolutely
to help people.
Yeah, as long as it's not hurting anybody, you
absolutely, bet. Absolutely. I think the intention, if the intention is there, and it's an honest intention and what would the word be? Kind of like you said, be nice to people. The intention is to help others in a positive way. Then I think whatever vehicle finds you to do that with,
or oracle, whatever oracle.
Vehicle or oracle. All right. Well, thank you for listening in. We really appreciate it.
Yes. We'll see you next week. We will be here next week, right?
Yeah, we will.
And thank you, Thomas.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kellee White. Two perspectives, one world.